They did it. The Lakers. You and I are acquainted.
There was never a doubt.
We did it.
Was there ever a doubt? Oh, yes, the whole season.
Yeah, all season long there was a little bit of a doubt. This is how it went down last night in Crypto.com Arena. It was not a pretty game. Karl Anthony Towns had a beautiful first half here, made every single bucket, but we're going to pick this one up in the fourth because this is when the Lakers mounted a comeback, Chiney.
Look, the Lakers, they played with heart. They played with tenacity, and watch this right here. Big time three from LeBron James. I mean, he was feeling it late. Look at when you see these things, you're like, okay, this is the moment for them. This is a moment for him.
So at this point, Karl Anthony Towns has 5 fouls. He can't get that 3 to go after being so hot in the first half. And then once again, he looks, kicks it out to Ant Edwards, who just was off last night.
The Wolves were just disjointed, and it started really with Ant Edwards. I think he's going to take that type of game, that mentality to improve on. Look at the shot distance in the fourth quarter, Malika.
And to me, that kind of speaks to, okay, Karl Anthony Towns has 5 fouls. Does he feel like he can attack the rim like that? Well, you know who did? LeBron James, creating the space for Dennis Schroeder.
Ice in my veins.
The double ice in my veins.
Oh, my goodness. This is the D-Lo effect, right?
You've seen this, Richard.
Everyone's claiming this celebration.
Well, this is my thing when you watch this is, again, this is the time where LeBron gets criticized or he looks like the smartest basketball player making the right decision.
Well, and you think this is the game winner. So does LeBron James. A little hip swivel for good measure. But then this happens,
Hold my
Janae.
beer. Hold my beer.
Mike Conley.
I was like, oh, no.
No.
No breaks. There were no breaks in the corner.
With 0.1 seconds
No
left,
breaks.
Mike
He
Conley
cannot
is
stop.
fouled on the 3. He makes all 3 of his free throws.
Pressure.
This is he had a game earlier this season where he caved to that pressure, and this was his revenge. But the Lakers just took over in overtime, Ramona.
Well, look, they finally got the ball to Anthony Davis. I mean, this guy he was the player of the month for March and April in the Western Conference. Remember him?
Yeah.
Get him the ball.
Well, the Lakers, they didn't have an easy path to the playoffs, and Darvin Ham, after the game, after the celebrations, reminded his team of how they got here.
Real quick, man. First of all, I just want to let you guys know that is the epitome of having a next play mentality through the course of a game. Started off the season 2-10. Some of you guys weren't here for that. We were told by our analytical department that gave us a 0.3% chance of making it to the postseason. Now here we are in the playoffs.
All you ask for is a chance, I guess, and for us to turn around our season and give ourselves an opportunity to compete for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. That's all you can ask for.
No, we don't want to stop here just getting in. You know, obviously you got small victories, seeing where we started, but now we want to get greedy and make some noise in these playoffs.
So over the last 11 minutes of the game, the Lakers held Minnesota to just 2 field goals, including 0 for 9 from deep. And LA outscored the Timberwolves 20-7 in that span. So Kendrick Perkins is joining us now. And Perk, in our production meeting this morning, we were chatting, and there was a good amount of discussion, right, on just how ugly some of this game was down the stretch. But you actually saw something else. What was that?
I did, and you know what? All I keep hearing is about how ugly the game was, and it was dumb basketball. And the people that's saying that are more confused than a woodpecker with a headache. Okay? Because here's the fact: what I witnessed last night was beautiful basketball and playoff basketball. I witnessed teams make adjustments. I watched the Minnesota Timberwolves trap Anthony Davis when he caught the ball on the block and made others cut down the middle and made the Lakers adjust. I watched Coach Darvin Ham make beautiful adjustments by putting guys like Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura on Karl Anthony Towns when he was in the game, and put Anthony Davis on slow-mo Kyle Anderson because knowing that he could roam and be a rim protector. These are the adjustments that you make. And in the postseason, it's not like the regular season. The pace slows down. All of a sudden, it becomes half-court basketball. All of a sudden, you start to see more deflections, forced turnovers, things to that nature. So it's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be junked up. It's supposed to be ugly. And that's exactly what we saw last night. Again, everybody keep talking about offense. And I know we watched over, 4 or 5 guys average 30 points this season. That's not going to happen in the postseason. In the postseason, we're going to see exactly what we saw last night. Adjustments being made, physicality at its highest level. That was beautiful defense, basketball at its highest level last night. That was playoff basketball.
We're going to have a conversation here. Okay, so the Lakers are in. The 0.3% chance they made it, we compliment them. Now the whole thing is, how do they move forward? What did they do well? What didn't they do well? What trends are we seeing? What can they improve on? That's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's roll the tape. Now watch this. You got to inbound the ball. It's 32 seconds. Watch Bron stop. Bron stops short of the ball. He's got to come there. Does he give the hustle that he should hustle? Let me unbutton this because I'm fine. Same thing happened.
Please don't.
Watch him.
Too much.
You got to get that inbounds. They had to change how they were inbound. That's not game strategy and adjustments. That's terrible basketball. Now let's go back. Let's have a little history lesson. Watch this move by AD. You attack. That's a felony in 3 states. Then what do? You lose them here. You lose them again when the game is on the line. So now, okay, maybe the Lakers learn from that. Or Anthony Davis. What the blank are you doing, my guy? I have too much respect and love for you to do these type of mistakes. So when I talk about this and I talk about the Lakers are going to get better, they're going to do the things that they need to do, there were a tremendous amount of mistakes that were made that were simple basketball from veteran plays. LeBron James stopped short. If you watch it, he stops his momentum, allows the guy to get the steal. They do it again. They do it again 12 seconds later. It was not beautiful basketball. It was not playoff basketball. That was awful basketball that the Lakers are very lucky to survive, and I'm glad that they did. They did overcome all the adversities, but they can't do that moving forward against Memphis. They can't do that again moving forward in first round, second round conference final. That end of the game will not win them a game against any other team in the postseason.
Go ahead, Perk.
You know what I hate most about Richard is that he's able to walk in sometimes early and go to the 3rd floor and pick out a handful of clips that he want to show the world instead of showing the other clips. How about showing the extra efforts, the chase down blocks?
You want the extra turnovers? Because that was just a couple. You want the turnovers?
Hold on, listen for a second. Sit back. How about showing LeBron James get a block on one end, run the floor, and get a layup on the other?
You want LeBron highlights, bro? You want LeBron highlights?
No, I don't want LeBron highlights. But what I'm telling you is this. What I saw last night, when you hold a team to 12 points in a quarter, I saw activity. I saw active hands. I saw deflections. I saw driving gaps get taken away. The same driving gaps that Karl Anthony Towns had in the first half, he didn't have those in the second half.
Okay, do you want to know what I saw? Do you know what I saw? I saw a team that was going against another team with very little playoff experience, missing 2 of their top starters, and at home, it took an overtime game and a comeback victory. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Whoa, you have an interesting way of showing your hand.
Perk, somebody cut his mic. Hold on really quickly, Perk, and this is my point. I'm not here to dog on the Lakers. We're here to evaluate the Lakers and their performance. They came out with the win. But if we can sit up here as a former champion, as people that understand the game of basketball, what we saw in the last 3 minutes was very poor execution.
Richard, as a former champion, as a guy that's fine. The world can. As a guy that anchored the defense, arguably the best defensive team to ever play in NBA history, I know great defense when I see it. And I saw it last night. I saw LeBron James at 38 sliding those puppies. Somebody had to make Anthony Edwards have an off night.
Is there anything that you would critique?
Wait, did you put your ear back in, Richard?
Anything that you could critique? Anything that you could critique?
But guess what? But guess what? You know the beauty of this is that they actually get to watch that game from last night, and they actually get to learn from it.
All right, Sinead, bring us back. Sinead, bring us back here.
And let me break down both sides for you. Would you rather win ugly or lose pretty? And I think the Lakers are happy by winning ugly because this ensured their ticket to the playoffs. They're out of the play-in. So I see what you're saying. I had all of those critiques. And sometimes the Lakers, they make their job just so much harder for themselves. We've seen that towards the end of the regular season where they go into overtime, they get tired, and then they can't beat the Clippers. This this is what they do, but they also do have camaraderie. So one thing I like, there are not a lot of things statistically, there are not a lot of things on the court that you can say, oh, this is a team that's going to win a championship. Sorry, Perk. But what you can say is that this is a team that has better vibes.
Yes.
And the vibes are, really what I was watching for. When they were down, which they were considerably the entire first half, they had 9 lead changes in the first half.
Yeah.
In the second half, there was 1 lead change. Do you know which one that was? That Dennis Schroeder bucket that gave them the lead. Now, again, there was a foul at the end that made them go to overtime. But this is a team that before, if you had this same team lined up in the first half of the season, they would have folded, they would have crumbled, they would have pointed fingers. Instead, they still rallied, and they were able to get a win. So I'd rather win ugly than not win at all.
But I feel like, Ramona, you were in the I don't know how it looked on TV, but in the building, it felt like electric. When they tied it, it felt tense. It didn't
the whole
feel like
game
a
was
joyous
tense.
electric. It didn't feel a trusting electric. It felt like, holy crap, are we going to really let this slip through? And I feel like that joyousness, that togetherness, that was only able to happen.
It was relief.
Because there's some
it was relief. But let's say a word for the Minnesota Timberwolves, okay?
Yeah.
Like everybody, after what happened to them in the final game of the regular season, had written them off. Everyone thought that was going to be a cakewalk. They played great. And Mike Conley held that team together.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, those 3 free throws at the end of the game. The first one almost had a little bounce.
Yeah, I know.
You feel the crowd there had a little bounce.
Inhale.
But you want to talk about, it may not have been pretty basketball, but that was exciting at the end of the game, and Michael Conley kept them in.
Well, the Timberwolves, they have a chance to still play their way into these playoffs. We're going to take a little break here, but we're going to get in. Perk, are you okay? Are you okay? Do we need to send somebody?
I got one question for y'all. If the postseason is about to start on Saturday, if any one of the top seeds, like Milwaukee or the Celtics, happen to lose game 1 or happen to have an ugly game 1, are we going to sit here and critique them the same way? Because it does happen in the postseason.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.